Hey guys, welcome back to LGLCL2, and right now we have a game between team NoxGaming on the blue side and Flux on the purple or red side. Alongside me again is DJ Ram. Hey DJ Ram.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. So let's just talk about the banned out champs right now. We've got Maokai from the blue team, or Nox Gaming. We've got the Sage 1E ban. That's been a constant ban this tournament. We also see the Malphite coming in for the blue team. Danny's just holding off on the second ban for the purple team. It's counting down, but I'm guessing that it's going to be a mid laner. Actually, it's Morgana. They take out Morgana because I think they were worried about Seiko picking it up. Lizard picking it up, but Lizard did play the Braum last game. I do have to mention that. So the Nautilus has been banned out too because Incarnation played a good Nautilus yesterday. He played Nautilus alongside Victor from Ripcord. They had this synchrony between them, where Nautilus would launch out his anchor so that he can knock someone into the. Sorry, not exactly knock someone, pull someone into Victor's stun range. We also see Jarvan being banned out from the purple team. Jarvan's also a really good pick for both teams, and he's just been banned out. Versklol on his typical AoE centric champions. He's just picked up Zac now, so that's his AoE centric champion. He's got a good. Zac's got a great ult which can spread out the team. Danny actually picks up the Thresh. Danny usually uses Janna. I like Danny's Janna. He's got some really good sense of the game. He knows when to use the ult, knows how he can save his teammates. We also see Incarnation picking up the Vi. I want to ask you now, Todd, do you think Incarnation should have gone for Kha'Zix? Because Kha'Zix is his favorite and main champion, is it not?
Yes, indeed it is, and I believe that his Kha'Zix was a solo threat against my team in a previous tournament we had. Incarnation kind of he solo carried that game. I wouldn't say solo carry, but he was the main threat among all the other members. He kind of dismantled our team single-handedly. Our AD carry, who was Fufukyuri at the moment, he couldn't do much at all because he just kept insta-bursting him every single fight. So yeah, Kha'Zix is a very comfortable pick for Incarnation, and it was left open. I'm surprised why he decided to pick up Vi. Maybe he's not been practicing Kha'Zix much because it's been so much banned against him that he pretty much gave up practicing with it. That could possibly be the case. So for this game, nonetheless, he does lock in the Vi. And Danny as well. You said that he plays a lot of Janna. That's true, but it's also true that he plays a lot of Thresh as well. He plays only Thresh in some of the low matches where he's been smurfing for a couple of his friends, and he's been immensely successful with it. So Thresh is one of his main champions as well, and he did pick it up. And he also knows that Lizard also plays a lot of Thresh, I guess, and so picking it away from him is also a pretty good choice. So
yeah. I like the fact that Redeemer has just picked up Lucian now. Of course, Lucian didn't work out for Nox Gaming last game because Nox Gaming did have a disappointing loss against Low Elo Hangout, but I do have to say that Low Elo Hangout is a really, really talented team. They are second place currently, and they're doing so well this tournament. Just like Ruthless Gaming who's first place. But yeah, just going back to this Lucian pickup, Redeemer, you played Jinx yesterday. Didn't fare too well, but he was okay. I do like the fact that he's switching over to Lucian now. I want to see how well he does on Lucian. Number one picking up the Orianna, my favorite champion. He's picked up Orianna. We also see Seeker with the Riven. Any Riven, I've always liked any and every Riven. Riven's just such a versatile champ, and I like watching Riven's playing from low elo to the highest elo. I've always wanted to see the difference, and there is quite a lot of difference because I've seen Rivens go 1v5, and I've also seen Rivens who couldn't even team fight. So I'm looking forward to Seeker playing this Riven up top. He actually played the Cannon last time, but I am looking forward to the Riven playing up top. Ripcord is going for the Victor pickup. Victor was picked up last game by Low Elo Hangout. I think that was played by
Forbidden Requiem.
Yeah, Forbidden Requiem, and he played really well on the victory. He actually had the highest score on the team alongside their top laner. Yeah, speaking of burst champions, we actually see Graves and Leona together at the bot lane. Graves with his buckshot and collateral damage does a lot of damage, but at the same time, Redeemer also has a dash, so he could dash out of range, but I doubt it. And but I do hope that Redeemer doesn't get burst down immediately. But at the same time, I'm also looking forward to Kranko's amazing plays. Yet again, Kranko didn't fare too well last game, but I'm hoping he can make a comeback this game. What do you think about this Leona pickup against Thresh? Because we know that Thresh can flay out Leona when she tries to come in with the Zenith Blade.
Indeed. So yeah, on paper, Thresh works better against the Leona, but then again, his flay has a slightly higher cooldown as opposed to the Zenith Blade on the Leona. So, but it's also true that she cannot Zenith Blade whenever it comes off CD because she has to wait for the minion wave to come in her favor before she could actually go in. So yeah, Thresh actually usually works better, but the thing to note about both these supports is the ultimate of Thresh has double the cooldown as opposed to the Leona. Leona can use ultimate twice as opposed to Thresh using his ultimate just once. So they have that window of opportunity where they will, if they pick a fight that Leona and Graves are supposed to win a 2v2 against Redeemer and Danny. But it all comes down to who pokes out who and stuff like that as well. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. And I'm again surprised to see God go with that ignite on the Victor as opposed to a ghost or a heal. You do see a number on Team Nox's mid laner picking up that heal on the Orianna. But Ripcord, I guess he's just still hungry. He did play a Victor in his previous game as well, I believe against Gaming Freaks. I'm not entirely sure, but he did fare off well with it. So yeah, and Seeker yet again is being forced to handle Hecarim top again, and Colossus because Colossus actually prefers to just run Flash because he's used to the Flash so much, and he just probably doesn't want to give up that Flash for some reason, despite Hecarim as a champion has high mobility and high escape. So yeah, we'll have to see how that top lane matchup goes, and it's very surprising to note that a Seeker on that Riven actually is running an Ignite instead of a teleport.
That is something that I was noting too. I'm not particularly convinced about this Ignite pickup because that does mean that Seeker can't teleport into fights, and the Hecarim already has so much damage. If he is able to join a fight and make it a 5v4, then I would end up feeling really bad for Nox Gaming. But at the same time, I think Seeker might be trying to go in with those level 2, level 3 engages to just shut down this Hecarim because he knows how it is to face a Hecarim. He played against a Hecarim last game when he was going Kennen, and he did not fare well at all. He tried his best, but he did not fare well at all. Just to finish before he could finish Zhonya's, the Hecarim finished just Trinity first, and he finished a couple of other items too. So he does not want to be in that position yet again. So I guess Seeker's just picked up the Ignite because he knows that's pretty much the only way to beat a Hecarim. But at the same time, I'm not convinced with this Ignite. Do you actually think this is a good idea?
I believe that Seeker actually expects teleport Ignite Hecarim, but Colossus actually just ran a Flash teleport with no Ignite. So I guess he was just trying to even out that lane. And probably have some, lane dominance, and then he expects to move in and help out his team without a teleport. But yeah, I completely agree with you, DJ Ram. Teleport is a must in a high ranked 5v5 game, and I believe this is gonna, cause a lot of problems for Team Nox Gaming in the later stages of the game when the lane phase is over.
Definitely. Yes, going back to this Victor, Ripcord's Victor, he does have the Ignite, as you said, over the heal or any other summoner. I'm thinking he might be going really aggressive on the Orianna, but we have to keep in mind that Orianna, her cooldown for a command attack or her ball movement is quite low as the game progresses. So she will be poking out this Victor, and already we know that most Victors. Okay, last game was probably the exception. Yeah, Victor will try to push or push the lane as much as he can. He will have to try to put as much pressure as he can because he does not want to be sitting under the tower. He does not want to be sitting under the tower. That's exactly what happened yesterday with Forbidden Requiem. He sat in the under the tower, even though they won the game. He did lose early game, so he does not want to. No one wants to see another Victor just sitting under the tower. So Ripcord does have to push up. But against an Orianna, it's going to be really difficult doing that because she's going to be landing poke every 2 seconds. And I'm also convinced that we will see the Zac just ganking from an unknown part of the map or an unwarded part of the map. You know for a fact that Zac has a lot of range when he's about to gank, so he will jump in, probably knock up the Victor, and they can burst him down pretty easily. So Victor will have to watch out. But I'm looking forward to a lot of action in this mid lane. But where do you think the first blood is probable?
I believe it will be in the top lane, considering that they have a Riven on the Ignite. So either the Riven will be looking forward to playing it really aggressive against Hecarim, or Colossus would just ask for some jungle help from Incarnation, because Incarnation is actually really popular for, camping out a lane. He literally makes the laner actually cry when he just sits there, and whenever he doesn't have a flash, the entirety of the 5 minutes is just going to sit there and wait for you to just come forward for the minions, and you'll just go ahead and gank him. So yeah, with the Incarnation, Colossus actually will be asking for Incarnation's help top lane, since he has seen that Riven has no teleport. So just trying and snowballing Colossus on that Hecarim will allow Hecarim to help the other lanes and maintain pressure throughout the map. While Seeker will just be, if he's losing a lane with an Ignite, he'll just be forced to farm the entire game with an Ignite, not participating in any of the fights. So Seeker is actually, with that Ignite summoner spell, could actually be forcing a threat onto himself, because he'll be actually pulling a lot of attention from Incarnation's jungle ganks.
Yeah, so you're quite right, Todd, about Incarnation just making the enemy laners just cry. So there is no doubt that Incarnation is one of the most highly skilled junglers around. I also really like Colossus. I particularly like Colossus on his Jax, because you can usually see Colossus just walking up to the enemy jungle. Incarnation and Colossus have this synchrony between them, just like Incarnation and Ripcord do. Incarnation would go to the enemy jungle to the opposite buff. In this case, if Colossus was top Jax and he was, or top any jungler really, and in this particular map, then Incarnation would be around the red side and he would be contesting the buff at the red side. So the enemy jungler, let's just take for example a Worst Lord right now. Worst Lord would run straight to the red buff, just trying to protect it, and in the meantime, Colossus would leave lane and just clear out the blue buff and walk away with it. And Incarnation does his best to steal the buff. If he can't, it's still a win because Colossus just got a buff on him. So this is good synchrony between them. And you can just see the top laner is synchronized with the jungler. Ripcord is also synchronized with the jungler. So you can just see what an integral part the Incarnation plays. We also have the pause out right now. So it's about 2.5 minutes through the pause right now, but we're just waiting for them to unpause. It might just take a minute more or so. We just have a couple of DCs. We had one person reconnect. I think Ripcord reconnected. We're waiting for Incarnation to reconnect. We'll be back soon, guys. But yeah, just talking about the champions right now. Do you think there's anything will happen in the in level 1, Todd? Like level 1 fights or anything?
Since flux'Gaming has Danny on the Thresh, they could possibly looking forward to invading Team Nox's jungle. It depends if they actually decide to do it. Yeah, but regarding team fight potential, I guess both these teams have a lot of AoE, a lot of single target burst as well, with the Ripcord ultimate, the Vise ultimate, and yeah, you also have the Riven for a little bit of AoE plus single target burst. Yeah, it all comes. The team fight potential is good on both these teams, and I actually like that. Like you mentioned, the Zac pickup because Zac is one of the strongest late game champions as well, and his gank pressure early lane is pretty scary as well. Because as you mentioned, he'll just jump out of an unwarded, unknown location and just surprise you, and you'll not even see him coming. So yeah, Ripcord is actually running an Ignite Victor with just a flash, so he wouldn't be having much mobility to escape Oriana Zac lane. So let's see how that fares out.
Yeah, so I actually think that Team Nox is actually going for their wombo combo. These wombo combo teams haven't really worked out a lot. I mean, Incarnation and Ripcord's particular wombo combo, the previous time when Incarnation was playing Nautilus, that worked out pretty well. But other than that, for a whole team to try to wombo combo, it just didn't work out last time. I think that was I'm not quite sure which team did that. I think it was Nox, or it might have just been Incarnation's team. That is Team Flux'Gaming. But yeah, those wombo combos didn't work, and they seem to. Nox seems to be trying it right now. We've got worse lol on the Zac, so number one will probably try to send the ball and Oriana ult as Zac engages, and along with Lizard's ult. So, what do you think about this wombo combo centric team, Todd?
Yeah, it all depends if they would be able to combo it perfectly well. Usually, often the case is that they all, just fight randomly and one person ults first, the other person. We haven't exactly seen a perfect wombo combo as much. Team Ruthless Gaming did pull out that perfect wombo combo a couple of times, but I haven't seen a perfect wombo combo coming out of much other teams as well. We did see a little wombo comboing coming in from certain of the semi-pro teams. I don't know if it was perfectly planned, but it did somehow work out. But yeah, nonetheless, the game is unpaused finally.
Yeah, so
Let's see if there's
after about 8 minutes. So yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. But yeah, no more technical issues. The teams are just pinging out. Blue team, Team Nox is just pinging out the. They're actually, I think they're pinging to invade. They're pinging at the enemy blue side. Only two of them are moving towards it. Actually, no. Cranko decides to move along with his jungler. Just guessing they're gonna ward out. Oriana's just gonna ward out near the enemy tower. No, she decides not to ward out. She will try to clear out Victor's ward. It's not gonna happen. And Danny actually goes really, really aggressive. It takes about 2 bars worth of damage, but he does prevent any chance of invade, and everything's just been warded out. The river's completely warded out. The top side river, not so much. Seeker knows that there's a ward up at the tri-bush. Colossus is waiting near his tower ward, and it's just a passive start to the game. They're just standing and taunting for a bit. Worslol is just spamming out those taunts, but other than that, they're just having fun right now, just standing around. The game will be underway soon enough. Nothing happening yet. We're just waiting for the minions to spawn. But yeah, just thinking about these level 1s, I'm actually looking for an aggressive level 2 actually at the bot lane. I think Leona and Graves will actually try to rush the level 2 and engage onto the Lucian, because we know that Graves has a strong buckshot. But what are your thoughts on that particular play, rushing the level 2 and engaging on the Lucian, Todd?
Yeah, Lucian has a Q as well to push out the lane, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure whichever team hits level 2 will be looking forward to going aggressive on level 2. And
Yeah, so
it also depends if Thresh unlocks his play at level 1, and yeah, he does have his play unlocked. As you can see, a lot of push coming from both the bot laners, but the buckshot is just slightly overpowering Lucian's Q, I guess.
yeah, so
Cranko's
they actually got another pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cranko
Cranko takes a lot of damage, doesn't he?
Yeah, he took two extra auto attacks from the Lucian, which could have been avoided. He was actually trying to push out the wave when Lucian was pre-auto attacking him. So a slight misplay from Cranko, but no big deal, as he will get healed up by Leona's relic shield in the next couple of seconds.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the game to unpause again. I'm not sure who disconnected or what technical issues are currently they're currently facing, but yeah, the game will be underway shortly. We're hoping it will be. It's already 7 minutes through the pause time since the beginning of the game. The junglers have just gone with the typical path. Vi has gone with the Gromp and moved on to the blue buff, whereas Zac has just done the Krugs and moved on to his red buff. Are we expecting any level 2 ganks from the junglers, Todd?
The way the pathing these junglers are taking, I don't think they will. Meanwhile, Cranko actually getting taken down really low, and Colossus on that Hecarim is actually pulling out the Riven, which is quite unexpected. It is still level 1, Riven doesn't have a combo, which means that the Hecarim with that low CDQ is going to be punishing that Riven in the top lane, at least at this early level. And the hook barely misses onto Cranko.
That was definitely a great sidestep from Cranko, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. If that hook actually did land, Cranko would have actually burnt his flash or at least summoner heal.
Yeah, I think Cranko, even though he's taking quite a bit of damage, he's playing better than he did last game. We did see him unnecessarily get caught up in a couple of bindings from Morgana, that is Elo Hangouts Morgana. And Shifu, Shifu. So this game he has definitely stepped up. I can just tell you from the beginning of the game that he has stepped up. Even though he's taking quite a bit of damage, he's playing a lot more cautiously. He's holding on to his summoners, not just bursting them out. He's actually held on to the flash. We actually saw him go down to nearly 2 bars health, and he held on to his flash. Unlike last time, he playing a lot more safer and still maintaining the passive aggressive plays, but he is playing a lot more safely. Colossus actually gets taken down to 2 bars health. He took quite some damage from Seeker. Worslol is in the wings, just waiting to jump in. He actually jumps in. We see a flash in from Seeker. Seeker takes the first blood, a solo first blood on the Hecarim. So, I think the Ignite has paid off, hasn't it, Todd?
Indeed. I'm not sure why Colossus misplayed that so badly. He should have been aware of the fact that Riven is running an Ignite, and you can see that Colossus had 3 charges of his crystalline flask plus a health pot remaining in his inventory, and he never used it when Riven just bursted him out. That was really surprising. Maybe he just assumed and didn't see that Riven was running a Ignite.
Yeah, we actually see Worslol dropping down, and his passive has been popped at the mid lane. And we do have another pause. Yeah, so continue, Todd. Sorry for disrupting you.
No problem. So yeah, I really am not sure why Colossus completely misplayed. He knew that he was low on health. He had a health potion. He had some charges on his crystalline flask. I'm not sure why he went aggressive onto a Riven with the low HP with some flask remaining when he saw the Ignite being run by the Riven. Maybe he's just... sometimes it does catch you by surprise in a ranked game when I'm playing, a teleport top and the opponent runs a Ignite top. I do get surprised, and that's usually when I'm not. I anticipate the opponent top laner to run a teleport as well, and I just get completely confused.
So we actually see Worslol going down to the Vi. Incarnation of the beautiful gang. The thing with that is, Worslol did not know that Incarnation was near the mid lane. But Incarnation saw Worslol moving in, and he was pretty much just waiting for Worslol to engage on Ripcord. As soon as he engaged, Incarnation went all in, just wrecked him, took him down. Ripcord, his Ignite paid off. Ripcord's Ignite just popped Zac's passive, and Zac was just lying in blobs just near the mid, and Incarnation went and helped him out, just cleared it out. Incarnation got his buffs refreshed. No, actually he got his blue buff refreshed, but not his red. Number One's still in the mid lane, just pushing it out before Ripcord does come back. But Incarnation covers his lane, will probably push it back out. Incarnation is actually going to engage onto Number One. Number One takes quite a bit of damage. Wow, Number One gets taken down to about 3 bars health. I'm actually quite surprised. He's supposed to pop his health pot and he goes B. Seeker's playing quite aggressive, but taking more damage than he is dishing out. So Colossus is still quite a bully at top lane, regardless of him going down just a while ago. He's at about 7 CS lead against Seeker, but Colossus takes quite a bit of damage and dishes back towards Seeker. Yeah, so you were saying, Todd. Oh, we actually see Incarnation with a gang down at bot lane. Incarnation just walks straight past Burslol. Oh, that was a good dodge out with the wall breaker. That was really, really beautiful to see. This is high elo playing right here. We might see Ripcord. No, Ripcord just comes out ward behind the dragon brush, and sorry, the brush behind the dragon on the blue side. And number one's basically just farming out for now. The CS is pretty much the same at the mid lane. As far as the bot lane is concerned, we see a 6 CS lead on the Graves over the Lucian. He's going really aggressive onto Redeemer. KnockOut takes just as much damage as he is dishing out. Danny actually pulls an Incarnation with his Lantern. We might see Lizard going down. Lizard gets hooked up after a flay, and we will see Lizard going down. No, Lizard does not go down. Lizard will go down to Redeemer. Incarnation was a beautiful gank. Danny with beautiful skills right there, because he did land both his hook, his flay, and provided the Lantern at the perfect time for Incarnation to come and gank. So that's a 2 kill over the 1 kill for NoxGaming. So for NoxGaming, 1 kill is for NoxGaming, 2 towards flux'Gaming. So flux'Gaming is doing really well compared to their, well, I wouldn't say disappointing, but unconvincing play yesterday. So yeah, this is definitely good for flux'Gaming. But the top lane is kind of pushing towards Seeker's favor now. You can actually see Seeker pushing up the top lane. He's completed his brutalizer, so the Hecarim better watch out right now.
Indeed. So yeah, the first blood on the Riven was a must-have for the Riven, because in order to, that matchup to actually work with an Ignite, the Riven with an Ignite as opposed to Hecarim running a teleport and a flash, the Riven needed to get ahead in the matchup, because if he actually failed and he actually died to Colossus running a teleport, a person running an Ignite and losing lane against a teleport is completely gonna work against him the entirety of the game. So yeah, while Colossus has the teleport, to come back any time of the game, Seeker will not be able to do so. So that first blood on to Seeker was a must-have, and it has so far paid off. We are yet to see if it will in the future as well. As you can see, Colossus is actually a little scared at the moment. I would say that he's just scared of the gang coming in from the Zac, and he does realize that he can at this moment get one shot. As you can see, that Riven is trying to one shot the Hecarim. Hecarim will just ult away. That is exactly why that was the experience of top lane Colossus. He made top lane for a reason. He knew that playing that matchup, and when he just has a Ninja Tabi at the moment, he will not be able to duel Brutalizer. But meanwhile, action happening in the bot lane. KnockOut gets insta bursted down thanks to that beautiful ult coming from White, and Seeker meanwhile gets taken out really low, but he'll just hop away through the wall using his Q, and a flash for flash traded in the top lane. So yeah.
So just talking about this, you know how you're talking about Incarnation just camping out a lane? I think we figured out which lane he's camping. This is the second time he's been a bot, and his ganks have definitely paid off. So you were right about him just camping out the bot lane, Todd. Danny just tries to hook up the dragon and go in, but Incarnation sort of trolls him. We might actually see Danny stunned up by Lizard, and Lizard just stopping Danny from going to the blue team. Actually, Wurstlol actually steals the dragon, and Lizard might be the fatality towards that, but KnockOut gets hooked up by Danny. Danny with a beautiful hook on KnockOut. KnockOut takes down the buy with the collateral damage. We might actually see Danny going down. No, Danny does not go down, as Ripcord is there to support them, and I actually think that was really well played by NoxGaming.
Indeed. I actually didn't expect that damage coming out of KnockOut. That's the power of the Graves. You surprisingly, burst out a person out of nowhere. You're like, hey Graves, you're gonna be taken down, and all of a sudden he's the one being taken down. So yeah, that's the power of the Graves burst. You did see Graves picking up a kill when we actually thought Graves would be the one going down in that very spot.
For sure, Todd, for sure. So we actually see Seeker on the Riven just take the top tower when Colossus left to defend the mid lane. Seeker nearly took down the top tower. It's about quarter, just less than a quarter health. Incarnation is now near the top lane, but he will not be spotted out by the ward. Well, Seeker's just going on the Scuttle Crab near the Baron, clears out the Scuttle Crab. We might actually see a beautiful fight up at top lane. Seeker and Colossus might be going for a fight. Colossus will get knocked up, but Seeker actually decides to back off. I actually think that Seeker has the damage to take down Colossus right now, but he might be waiting for his Ignite to come up. No, Seeker is actually taking damage from the minions while he's at it. And Danny tries to take down the wards down the bot lane, but he couldn't.
It's a 3v2 top. 3v2 to top. Chico could just be baiting this out as he queues away, or he will be taken down by Colossus ult, and Orianna joins in the fight as well while Ripcord on the Victor is farming out in the mid lane. But nonetheless, it's a hit and run as Colossus just baits that kill. That 3v2 didn't work out for Team NoxGaming at all, as Team Flux just insta burst the Riven and got the hell out of there before Orianna and Zac could even join in. That was a very good play. Yeah.
I think that was a misplay from Team NoxGaming because the Orianna came pretty late, whereas Zac came really early, so that Ori ball combo did not work for them. So yeah, so that was a lack of communication. Number1 actually takes some damage from Ripcord. He has a blue buff as far as his mana is concerned. Versalaw is just clearing out wards at the mid lane. Yeah, so we actually saw this last game too. Versalaw was just camping the mid lane out, and he's doing the exact same thing. He's providing as much support as he can to Number1. He's hoping that Number1 can get pretty fed and carry this game, but it hasn't worked out yet. Number1 is just 000 on the stats. Victor just has an assist. It's not going to help him too much, but it is helping him. But you can just see the CS over there. The difference is only 3. Orianna and Victor are just holding on to the farm perfectly. Colossus might get taken down on top. No, Seeker is going aggressive, but he decides to back off because he does not have his ult up yet, but his ult will be up in a couple of seconds. And he also has his Ignite, so we might be seeing a kill up top. Incarnation gets caught up. He gets bursted down by the Graves. We also see the Victor going down, so Victor is down. Colossus will also get taken down by Number1's ult on the Orianna. Redeemer might be the next on the list, but Danny's flay does not help, but he just puts it out anyway. Redeemer's just going to clear out the bot wave, but this is sort of an even game, isn't it, Todd?
Indeed, that was actually a 4v5, actually won out by Team NoxGaming, as two of them actually, before they could do anything in the fight, just get bursted down by Kranko's collateral damage and the buckshot. And Hecarim joined in the fight, but he was actually shockwaved, and it was a one-man shockwave which actually paid off.
Yeah, we actually see Incarnation going down. Incarnation ends up ulting Seeker, but Incarnation does go down to Seeker's win slash. Yeah, so you continue, Todd. So you're saying?
So yeah, it was a 4v5 which actually went out in the favor of Team NoxGaming. Surprisingly, thanks to all that burst and the misposition from Team Flux. That also actually meant a tower at top lane for the Riven. She actually stayed at top the entire time and managed to take down the tower, while Colossus will have to play a little scared right now because he has to rely on a lot of he has to be careful from any ganks because he has no tower to lean back into.
Yeah, for sure. We might actually see the collateral damage just coming out from Kranko. No, actually, Kranko still holds on to his collateral damage. He's got the blue buff now, so Kranko might look to go down or kill Redeemer right now. I'm not sure what his plan is, but I think he can take down Redeemer if he wants to dive in because but Redeemer does have his heal, so Kranko probably has it timed. We've got Incarnation in the wings just waiting in case Redeemer is engaged upon. Redeemer gets engaged upon, then Kranko gets wall broken into, but Kranko still survives. He does not actually take any damage. He takes down the tower to make Incarnation back off. Redeemer is recalling, but the game is still pretty even. Practical will probably just prevent the Grom being taken up by the Vi, that is Incarnation. Danny's in the wings to protect him. So Kranko actually uses his collateral damage to prevent the Grom. So you can just see how much, how aggressive this NoxGaming is and how much they want to prevent any type of gold income onto Incarnation or any other champ on flux'Gaming. So what do you think about how aggressive this Graves is right now?
Yeah, that was very surprising, as we actually see some action coming in the near mid lane as Danny gets jumped upon, and but Wuslol gets hooked again. That's a good shockwave onto two members of Team flux'Gaming, but a very good art from Colossus. Riven manages to join in the fight, but Kranko is not there in the fight at all, as Wuslol for his ghost aggressive. He's taken low on health, but he still has his passive, I guess, which is why he's confident in going in. Ripcord is out of mana. Orianna will chase down and finish off. Orianna will chase and finish off Ripcord, and a flash from Kranko will pick up the kill on Vi as well. So that team fight was overall in favor of Team NoxGaming, as Flux members lost 4 to just 2 onto Nox's side. And this will actually mean a dragon for Team NoxIgnisElemensia, unless Redeemer has something to say about it. Orianna is zoning out Redeemer, and indeed the dragon does go in the favor of Team NoxGaming. So despite NoxGaming suffering the very early stages of the game, has managed to come back so far, but all these team fights are pretty close. I'm surprised how NoxGaming did come out ahead in that fight. It was actually a very good shockwave, but I did feel that it was an even better ult coming from Colossus, but and even Kranko wasn't there, so I'm not sure exactly how that team fight went in the favor of NoxGaming, but nonetheless they did win out that fight convincingly. They did manage to pick up a dragon out of it as well. So yeah, the game is still very close. Both these teams after 18 minutes is just 1k apart, and unlike most of these pro league games where we did see a little bit of snowball, this game is pretty darn even. So
yeah, so
what do you think DJ Ram would be
there are 2 dragons on the side of Nox right now. They've got 2 dragons. Upon the third dragon, they will really start. That will really help them snowball this game, and it will also help them siege up. And there are 2 dragons closer towards that 5th dragon, but we haven't seen the 5th dragon come up in quite a while. Like in the past week, the whole of the gaming scene hasn't seen a 5th dragon in my opinion. I think I saw it once actually, and that was pretty much it. I really want to see another 5th dragon. Yeah, the Baron will be up soon, but it's in about 45 seconds, but I don't think anyone's going to be thinking about the Baron right now because both teams are going pretty evenly. There's a 1.1 goal lead on Team Nox right now, so this is a good comeback for them from the previous game, which is quite sad for them. So this is a good comeback for them. We might see them go a little bit more aggressive. I want to see some plays from this Riven. She's currently 3-2-1, and if she had waited for a couple of seconds more, Colossus would have actually come up top to clear that wave, and she could have possibly gotten a kill, but she was a little too antsy and she goes in hard. She walks straight past the buff. Oh, that's the ward, the pink ward, but that's probably because there are 3 people right near the red side raptors. Right now there's a siege up on the mid tower. I doubt that it's gonna go down. I don't think it's gonna go down. Blizzard nearly gets hooked. He actually nearly walks back into the hook, but lucky for him, he did not get hooked because we might have seen him just get bursted down because we know how much damage this Victor can provide. At the bot lane though, Kranko is just clearing out the minions, and his CS is, he's about 15 CS ahead of the respective ADC, that is Redeemer, and the mid siege is still going on. It's been going on for the past 30 seconds to 1 minute. But yeah, so this Riven has stopped making the plays, hasn't she, Todd?
Yeah, at this point she cannot afford to make those plays because she doesn't have a teleport. She is seen hovering at the top lane. And that's the advantage of teleport. After the laning phase is over, Colossus is always going to be able to split push, and he'll be able to join in the team fights whenever he pleases to, as opposed to the Riven, who will have to be present in all the fights. He has to stick with the team and clear the wards. So it'll be interesting to see if Seeker on that Riven, who is an experienced player, manages to actually manage the minion waves accordingly, so that he can join in the fights whenever required.
We might actually see Redeemer just go down. Redeemer will go down to Riven. Riven just use the ease out. Wurzlol goes in. Ripcord will be the next fatality. But Number One just runs away. Riven goes down. Number One's ult does not proc because he dies before it can. We also see the support go down. Lizard goes down. The only person that's alive right now is KnockOut. He did not join the fight. I actually think that's miscommunication from KnockOut. We might actually see KnockOut go down next. That was that was a good try for the hook from Danny. But KnockOut does have to heal up and try to run away. He will have his flash up in about a second, but KnockOut might go. He actually takes down the Hecarim while he was at it. KnockOut with beautiful plays. He flashes out correctly as Incarnation is coming up with his ward breaker, so that was definitely well played by KnockOut. This is the third or fourth time that he's done that. He's at the brink of death, and suddenly he just pulls out his collateral damage along with his buckshot. He holds on to his summoners so he can use it at the perfect time, and Colossus sort of got baited into trying to chase KnockOut, and he ends up paying for his mistake.
Indeed, that was excellent. Excellent kiting and fighting from KnockOut, as he held on to his flash and his collateral damage, baiting Colossus in, thinking that Colossus is gonna pick up that kill onto Graves. He's the one who actually went on, as KnockOut just bailed out at the last second with that low HP. So yeah, very well played by him in that specific area. But nonetheless, we see that both these teams are bang even in gold at minute 23, and Dragon is spawning in 50 seconds. So we will see the next major team fight come out. All these members are sitting on a pink ward on a single brush. If Victor actually decides to, just laser that brush, it'll go horribly for Team NoxGaming. Don't you think?
Yeah. If the red team, that is Team flux'Gaming, I'm pretty sure they might be trying for that. They will send the Victor to check it for sure, in my opinion. So he will be using his laser. But as you said, Todd, if he does laser it, this will be nasty for Team Nox right now. They're not particularly in a lead, but they do have the 1-kill lead. Actually, we see that Wurzlol engages onto Incarnation. We see the Solar Flare just get Incarnation on the edge. We might see Incarnation going down. He tries to take the Lantern out, but he dies before he can.
Hecarim cancels his teleport.
Hecarim does cancel his teleport. I think they're gonna give up the dragon, but they might be taking down the top tower for it, because Hecarim does have his Triforce, which will help him take down the top tower. So he is going hard on the top tower. Seeker has to recall to save the tower. This is where the teleport does come in advantage, doesn't it, Todd? Because Seeker, if he had his teleport right now, he would have saved the top tower. The top tower does not go down, but we might see Colossus going down. No, Colossus does not go down. Seeker is still chasing, but I don't think you can chase the pony, man. He's got 4 feet, so he's got 4 hooves, so I don't think you can chase Colossus. Colossus just trots away. We do see the dragon going down to Team Nox, and yeah, so this was actually pretty well played by NoxGaming, but if Riven did have the teleport, it would have helped her a lot. But regardless, her Ignite has definitely helped in these team fights, and also the solo kills against Colossus. So this is well played. Did KnockOut steal
the buff? He did. KnockOut actually stole the blue buff with his collateral damage for the second time.
So that was the second time with his collateral damage. Wow, KnockOut definitely knows how to use his collateral damage and when to use it. This is well played by KnockOut, yeah.
He's the player of the game so far, as he's sitting on a massive score of 5-2, 193 creeps. He's doing his job perfectly as an AD carry, helping his team carry, at least, moving in the right direction. He's the reason they won out a couple of fights in the bot lane when they actually managed to, win a 4v fight because he just bursted down two members before they could even get into position. So yeah, one of the dragons was because of his burst that they secured it. So yeah, nonetheless, standard standard
Plays were coming in from them,
lanes kind of. But yeah, Kranko actually is seen in the mid lane, pushing out the mid lane. Looks like NoxGaming wants to pressure this mid turret. Worstwall Forest will clear that ward and will join in. And this will actually mean that flux'Gaming will give up that first tier mid turret.
Yeah, so that's the whole first tier tower is just going down. We do see that NoxGaming's bottom first tier tower is still up, so that's sort of, well, that's their only advantage right now because the game's pretty equal. They've got a 1k goal lead, but I have forgotten to mention that they have 3 dragons now. That's 3 dragons closer towards that 5th dragon. So I think NoxGaming, they might still be worried that there could be a comeback from flux'Gaming, so they want to rush that 5th dragon as fast as possible and just close out this game. And I think they might be waiting for the 5th dragon so that it will be convincing win over flux'Gaming, and they don't have to risk anything if they have the 5th dragon to the 0 dragons on NoxGaming right now. But sorry, on flux'Gaming right now. So, but I do have to mention, having 0 dragons and still being able to go even with NoxGaming right now, I have to give credit to flux'Gaming for being able to do that. Redeemer is 314. His performance yesterday was not as good. In fact, it was quite poor compared to today. But he's doing really well on Lucian today. So I'm impressed with his Lucian plays. I'm definitely impressed with Kranko. As you said, he is he's not the sole cause, but probably the main reason that NoxGaming is doing so well right now, because he did get those solo kills. The burst coming out from him, the time he the perfect moment that he uses to that he decides to use that burst is definitely really good. So yeah, so I will give credit to Kranko on his ADC. Yep, and we also have to mention that Kranko is not Team NoxGaming general ADC. He's actually was it Ruthless Gaming's ADC?
No, he's a support for Ruthless Gaming. He's actually filling in as a stand-in.
Oh yeah, so he's filling in as a stand-in. So yeah, I do have to give credit to Team NoxGaming for picking up Kranko right now. So definitely been great help for them. So I'm sure they'll tank him in one way or the other. We might actually see an engage onto Colossus right now. Colossus gets stunned up. That's 2 stuns.
Colossus can just ult away as he manages to do so, and he will manage to stay alive for the moment. NoxGaming, but this will actually mean that Colossus will be sent to base, meaning that the pressure will be on to the second tier mid turret, but he still does have his teleport up, but Ripcord will get jumped upon before he could think about even doing anything, as Seeker is seen split pushing top without a teleport. He gets on the wrong side of the wall, gets a good Orianna ultimate onto 3 members, and Riven will actually be bursted down by Kranko, and Thresh actually manages to secure that kill. Colossus managed to slay Leona, and both supports will go down. Zack's passive gets popped. Redeemer trying to pick up the kill onto Zack. Kranko doesn't want to let that happen, but Vice thinks otherwise. Has chaos ensues, and it'll be an ace for 3 members as Team flux'Gaming comes out on top of that fight. That was chaotic, man. I have no idea what's exactly happened right there.
Yeah, no, that was just like way too many things happening in a split second. It's like everyone just started going down continuously, but I have to give credit to Orianna in that particular situation because she did get a beautiful ult onto 3 people, and she also ended up killing the Lucian just before she went down. Lucian juked out pretty well. It's not actually that easy to hit the Orianna ball. It might look easy to the viewers, but it's not that easy. And especially when you have Lucian just dashing away, it's really difficult. So she does take him down before he can. Sorry, yeah, before he can. Must see Lizard just go down. He actually gets stunned up. Beautiful play from both of them, but we might see Ripcord just go down.
As Leona survives, and Ripcord will be instantly deleted, and Danny is likely to go down as well. And yes, he does go down. Double kill coming out of Seeker, and I'm not sure what that flash was for. Maybe a misclick, I'm not sure.
Definitely
a teleport. He probably had his teleport lucky. I'm not sure what exactly. I mean, he bought his flash for nothing, but that'll actually mean 2 kills for a turret traded. But that'll also mean that this will be Dragon number 4 for Team Nox Gaming. DJM, I have to point out that despite flux'Gaming have the teleport advantage, is actually losing control of dragons. It's supposed to be the other way around, but I've mentioned this to you that Seeker is a top level player, and he is actually perfectly managing to rotate around the map and help his team secure all the objectives while he's managing to hold up. He knows perfectly when to manage his minion waves, when to show up during team fights without a teleport as well. Kudos to him to pull it off without a teleport.
Definitely. I have to find out who the shot caller for Nox Gaming is. He's doing a really great job because they've been able to get pretty much all the second tier towers pretty much all at the same time. They took one down at top and then immediately moved to the mid, took it down, then took down the bot lane like a couple of minutes later. So the shot caller is definitely doing a great job, as is everyone else on that team. flux'Gaming is still doing pretty well. They're keeping even. They're 4 dragons down and they're still keeping even with this team. So flux'Gaming does deserve credit. They've nearly taken down all the second tier towers of Nox Gaming. There's still the bot lane tower up. It has full health, but it'll only take an instant for flux'Gaming to take that down. But they can't really push right now. That's a 4 dragon lead. These dragons, right, Todd? It's definitely detrimental to flux'Gaming. I don't know what they're gonna do to stop it. Do you think that there's any way to stop the dragons right now?
Team Nox Gaming is just playing beautifully around the dragon objective. They are willing to sacrifice towers in exchange for dragons because they know that they already had gotten 3 dragons and they are so close to getting that 5 dragon buff. And for those of these newcomers or people who haven't been who has been out of touch with League of Legends since season 4, you got to remember that dragons do not grant gold anymore, unlike the previous seasons. A 5 dragon buff gives you a lot of team fighting potential as it buffs up all your abilities, and it's even more powerful than the Baron. As Thresh gets caught out, Danny gets caught out, and he will be bursted down by all 5 members of Team Nox Gaming, and Baron will get started off by by Nox Gaming, and the Baron is actually taking a lot of damage and will go down. Will I be able to steal it? No. Nox Gaming does manage to secure the Baron, and 4 dragons plus 1 Baron. I'm not sure what the shockwave was all about. He misclicked his Q, I guess, and that does mean a shockwave does not exist for Team Nox Gaming for the next 1 minute. So despite them having a Baron, Orianna does not have a shockwave. Will this actually signal? No. Team Nox Gaming actually decided to back off and play it safe. They do not want a team fight without that Orianna shockwave.
Yeah, that was probably the first misplay from Orianna. I think, yeah, that was definitely a misplay from Orianna. But I do have to give her credit because I've seen so many Oriannas miss so many shockwaves. So this is definitely her first time doing that. So yeah, that's all right, especially with the fact that they did get Baron. But that could have been done much more cleanly. She could have, yeah, I think she was really panicking, and immediately she just wanted to take down Ripcord immediately so that they could have pushed mid. But as she failed that Orianna, that is a shockwave, that sort of put them on the back foot now because, I mean, not completely put them on the back foot. They could have pushed in, but they can't do that now because her shockwave just comes up. So yeah, that was kind of a misplay. That was a crucial point, but that's all right. They do have 4 dragons and a Baron buff, so they can take down these towers instantly. We know that the dragon buff do now give you the boost to take down towers, extra damage to structures. So yeah, so we might see the mid tower going down in a bit. Redeemer actually dashes back into his base because he does not want to get bursted down by.
Yeah, this is not the first time Liana is baiting out. Man,
yeah, exactly,
they lost a team fight because they thought the Liana was isolated and caught out, but the joke was on Team flux'Gaming, as Liana was tanky enough to survive all that burst, and the rest of allowing the rest of Team Nox Gaming to join in and finish off Ripcord and Thresh at that particular place.
Yeah, so as you said, this Leona is doing really, really well. She's 1-5-11. The only reason, the viewers should not get, no, they should not think that this Leona does not have any skill because she died 5 times. because she only died 5 times because she's been protecting her team. She's been protecting everyone really well. She's 1-5-11. She's been protecting Zac after his Blob's pop. She's been protecting Graves really well. In fact, she'll do as much. Help out Graves as much before she goes down. Also protected the Riven and actually the Riven is split pushing, so I can't say that, but yeah, she's definitely protected Orianna a couple of times, and this Leona definitely deserves a lot of credit. She actually slows down Danny and starts out Incarnation. Yeah, but there's just a small engage, but they decide to back off. Kranko does well to flash out before he gets. If he had even gotten caught in one of those CC chains, he would have been taken down. So he does well to flash out. Yeah, so this Leona is doing really, and she's paying dividends out for her pick. So she's doing really good. We might see a dragon contestation. So this is what we were talking about, Todd. They have to contest this dragon, don't they? Because it's the 5th dragon.
Indeed. Even if they have a Baron buff, they have to consider contesting for this, because giving this up is basically saying GG, surrender. So yeah, the 5 dragon buff, guys, is pretty insane. As Kranko actually sees the dragon grouping coming in from both teams, and he just sneakily takes out the inhibitor turret, and oh, that's a shockwave onto Ripcord. Ripcord is taken to half HP, but he will not go down. This will mean that the 5th dragon will be given away for free, thanks to that inhibitor bait from Kranko.
Yeah, as you said, Kranko is just carrying this game. He's doing. I'm not saying the other players aren't, but he's doing really well. Verselaw just gets hooked, but the hooks are too late. I mean, this is not. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. No matter who Danny hooks right now, they can't burst them down because everyone is sticking together on NoxGaming right now, as they've done for quite a while now, and they've baited out. This Leona has been paying dividends. The Kranko is playing really well. I do have to emphasize the really, because he did just push down mid and help his team take down the 5th dragon without even being around the 5th dragon. So that was well played by Kranko. Kranko is now pushing down bot. He might actually take down the Victor, but he gets stunned up. The Victor just uses his Zhonya's, but Victor does go down to Riven's ult. The Wind Slash. Riven goes down to Incarnation. Incarnation sort of fails the wall breaker over the wall. Colossus is stunned up. We might see Danny just hook up Lizard. Danny does hook Lizard, flays him back in. Over the gets Shockwave to the face. Verselaw stuns, knocks up Colossus. Lizard is still being chased up, and Incarnation with the 2nd kill in that fight. Incarnation doing well to chase and wall breaker perfectly. He did fail one wall breaker over the wall, but the game is still pretty hectic. So that's a 5 dragon buff, Todd, and the game is still even.
That was actually very good play from flux'Gaming, because they actually caught that exact time of moment, that exact window when Team NoxGaming was found snoozing. They weren't expecting that aggression coming out from Team Flux, because they knew that they were the ones with 5 dragons, so they were expecting Team flux'Gaming to actually play passive when they were all split up, and Flux just took advantage of it and hit them when they were just snoozing.
Definitely. I do have to agree with you, Todd, that they did catch NoxGaming snoozing right there. But do you think right now NoxGaming should be just pushing out the mid as 5?
Yes, because they do have the 5 dragon buff still on. Does the dragon buff actually stay with you when you're dead? No, it looks.
No, it actually goes. It goes off from you if you die. But there are a couple of people who still have the 5 dragon buff. There's Verselaw who has the 5 dragon buff. And there's also the Orianna who has
so yeah, they should still try for the mid inhibitor, because Team Nox actually knows that they are a little bit ahead. They are a lot of dragons ahead. Kranko gets caught out and gets buy-outed. Kranko will survive, but not for long maybe. Kranko is kiting beautifully, using his lifesteal to his advantage. Ripcord finally takes Kranko down. A beautiful shockwave onto two members. Redeemer getting shockwave, but Orianna gets caught up in the middle of the team as Oriana will go down as well. Redeemer cutting for a little bit as a triple kill for Riven comes out, and Riven will be looking for a quarter kill onto Danny. So what actually looked like a team fight going in favor of Team Flux Gaming does get turned around thanks maybe to that dragon buff, and this will mean that this could be a GG. Riven has a lot of attack damage. A 9-second cooldown onto Vi.
I have to give credit to Franco in that fight. The fighting was just amazing. We actually expected him to go down immediately. He was at 1 bar health. He got shielded twice, and then he went back to 1 bar health. He didn't die because someone was hitting him. He died because he was hitting. He was attacking the Hecarim, who has a Thornmail. So the Thornmail killed Franco. So definitely, I'm still saying Franco played really well, just staying up there till pretty much the end of the fight, nearly the end of the fight, about 5 seconds in, and we might actually see Colossus just ponies in. He might be trying to take this dragon away.
Good ult out of Colossus onto 4 members, but it did not pay off because he was the only one amongst 4 people. Baron does go over to Team Nox Gaming as Franco actually smites it away. He doesn't have a smite, but he took the Baron down, and Danny might be caught, or he just flays away Seeker as he was pouncing on him, and Team Nox Gaming might be looking to end the game right here, as it is a 40-second death timer onto 2 members. Incarnation and Hecarim, Colossus are down for the next couple of seconds. They are waiting for the minion wave to come in, as they are actually looking forward to ending this. They do realize that, like I just said, it's a high cooldown death timer onto 2 members, and that's a baroned up entire team and baroned up super minions as well. So Franco does get hooked by Thresh. A good stun from the Victor, and an ult. Ult does not do much damage. His Victor is not fed at all at this point. Lizard uses his face of the mountain onto himself. Lizard flashes away as Incarnation and Colossus have spawned from the death timers, and Team Nox Gaming actually forced it back out. So that was a confused call made out of Nox Gaming as Zach dives in from the side. Lizard is really low on health points and is likely to be taken out, as Oriana is dishing out damage freely from the side, not being focused at all, as this fight looks like it's going in favor of Team Nox Gaming, but Kranko is still alive. He's dishing out a lot of damage from behind. Kranko actually flashes front. He's cleaning up all these kills, but he'll finally be taken down by a Colossus on that Hecarim. That was a hectic fight. A lot of damage put out by Kranko still, but nonetheless a very well fought fight from Team Flux Gaming. I don't know why Team Nox Gaming actually decided to go through.
Basically, I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, Leona was pretty much next to no HP. It was basically a 4v5 fight. They just... She
had no mana either, so we have to remember that too. She had no mana when she did that.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it was a really close fight thanks to all that feed which they had, and the first dragon does...
Connection lost.
For Nox Gaming. So at this point of time, Ram, I should say that Flux Gaming are back in the game. The goalie doesn't count for nothing at this point, as pretty much everybody's full build, and they do not have the 5 dragon buff, as the dragon still has 5 to 5.5 minutes to spawn yet again.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Todd, because it seems like the Flux Gaming is making a comeback. Even with the 4 dragons that Nox Gaming has, it seems like Flux Gaming is in the lead right now. It seems like that, doesn't it? Because they're able to stay in these fights and actually win the fights. Kranko's doing really well, but it seems like Flux Gaming might just have found their solution to winning this. They know how to team fight really, really well, and it seems like NoxGaming is sort of falling apart at moments. So Kranko's pretty much the only one that's holding them together right now, because number one is splitting up in the team fights. I've seen him 2 times now. They split up in the team fights, Zhonya's, and try to take them down. That's not what he should be doing. He should be taking as far back as possible and just taking someone down. Actually see Ripcord go down. No, actually Seeker gets nearly taken down. It was a good bait, but Seeker actually loses his Guardian Angel. And Colossus, well, aids in that. And now we might actually see a good engage onto Kranko, and Kranko actually doesn't go down. Leona with a beautiful ult onto 2 members of flux'Gaming. We actually see Danny just go down straight after. Redeemer might go down soon enough. Lizard will probably try to Zenith Blade. He actually does Zenith Blade, but the ADC, that is Lucian, goes down before the fact. Ripcord will probably be the next one going down. He might take down Lizard before he does. Lizard is actually ignited upon, but Lizard does not go down. This may be the end of the game, folks.
GG.
Yeah, this is definitely GG. Good, well played by NoxGaming. There were times when they were looking kind of like they might be getting out of the game, but well played by NoxGaming. Congratulations on securing the 3rd place spot right now. They will be playing off against things Low Elo Hangout yet again. They did just play before, but they will be playing against Low Elo Hangout for their 2nd place position, so that they can grab a match against Ruthless Gaming for 1st place. So right now the positions are 4th place is going to flux'Gaming, 3rd place is definitely going to Nox or Low Elo Hangout. 1st place or 2nd place will be decided among the 3 teams that I've mentioned. So thank you for watching, guys. We will get back to you with another game. That will be flux'Gaming versus NoxGaming. This is peace out from DJ Ram and Todd. Thanks for watching, guys. So just stay tuned.